Hello, this is Ms. Love the Slayer. I'm going to be doing a live Blitz chess game commentary. And I had something I wanted to say, but I forget what it was. So I was thinking earlier today that when I did my next Blitz commentary, I'd talk about something, but I can't really remember. Oh no, I do remember what it was. Yeah, I favorited a King's Crusher Blitz video, and first of all, the one reason I favorited it was because I think his videos are really good. And I was just thinking that it would make it anyone who comes to my site would be able to like see that and say, oh, okay, I'll check this out. And then the other thing too was that in that game specifically that I favorited, I noticed something that he did with his pawn sacrifices that I don't do at all, and that was that it seems like when you watch his games, I'm gonna have to I'll kind of wrap this up quickly and then start just focusing on playing, but when you watch his games, he plays in a really attacking kind of style, and it seems kind of chaotic and just like all aggressive, all out attacking. But then I noticed, I was watching like a little more carefully, I guess, and I noticed that before he sacrifices a pawn, he will often he'll like kind of assess the position and say, do I have enough for the pawn? And I know in that game, there was a move he had where it was just he could play like knight to b4, knight to c4, something like that, and he sacrificed e pawn. And my initial thought watching the video was like, yeah, go for it, like immediately. And I didn't really even think about the possibility that it might not work, you know? So, and I mean, he's a better player than me, and I think that might be one of the reasons, you know, that kind of he's playing aggressively, but he's not playing recklessly. So that's something I'm going to try to think about in my games more. Is just how I can, just basically how I can make my sacrifice pawns like a little less kind of chaotic way, I guess. Now, I think I want to just keep this H file closed. Yeah, this looks like I like this defensive setup I got going here. Um, the um, the G pawn is going to block pretty well. It's going to block this G file, and I have my light square bishop here too. So I can play like something like King H7, and the light square bishop is just going to offer pretty decent protection for quite a while. Did I actually have? No, I didn't have a checkmate. I need to focus here a little bit. Queen to H. That's not H. That's A. Queen to A3 check, and then he's got to go to D2. Then I can win a knight. Well, that's nice. Position does look a little crazy for that. I mean, yeah, but if he takes this pawn, that's not even with check. So I think that actually is good. I'm gonna win the knight and get a really good attack on this thing right here. No, I won't actually. Um, well, let's see. Takes. So I'm getting a little bit threatened here with checkmate. I think I'm just going to go ahead and sacrifice an exchange here. And then take this way. So now it's kind of back to normal. Now I can defend this dark square with my queen. Oh, actually, I could have done some better stuff than that too. Well, let's see. My thing's blinking. That's kind of annoying actually when it blinks. I guess it does it when you're a minute or so down. But it's kind of annoying when you have 2 minutes left because I don't really need to rush here at all. But queen to d5 check, and then the only move is queen to g3, and I guess yeah, queen to e3 check looks pretty good. And then the king's going to be on the h file. Now, can I get back to my dark squares though? Yeah, I can always play queen to a3 if I don't find something better. f6 is guarded pretty well. And if queen to d8, I think I can always come back with queen to f8. So let's just go ahead and do that. And I might be able to find something better in the meantime too. I think maybe something along the second rank. It's the second rank will be good. Yeah. I think he's gonna go. I guess. I mean, he only has what, one move? Yeah, he only has one move. Oh, it's a checkmate. There we go. Right? Yeah, that's checkmate. Okay, awesome. So this went pretty well. I talked a lot about, and I think I don't need to repeat anything, but I talked about that King's Crusher game and um, I guess thinking before you just sacrifice material. One thing too is that I used to always be a real defensive kind of player and real positional and just like grind stuff out. Um, and I guess I got tired of that. And also, as I got better, it became much more difficult to win games that way. It's kind of like the where you just sort of play solid moves and like take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. And once people stop blundering like pieces or pawns, it can get, or even just positional stuff, it gets a lot more difficult to win that way. And so it is really, I mean, I just, with the Blitz games especially, it's where I try to just really focus on attacking chess. But that's something now that I think I want to work on a little bit more, is, is attacking chess, but not excessive, aggressiveness, to play like good moves, not just aggressive moves. So, yeah, this thing just basically worked. I got the knight and then bishop to d3. I see that's an issue here is that I would have liked to have seen that before I went into this line, because that's a pretty obvious move. And that's just the simple stuff that I miss. I don't know. I mean, it's why did I miss that? Oh, I guess it's because the queen had been blocking the bishop. So I think in my brain, that was still the situation. Like the bishop couldn't get into the game at all. So, and then when the queen moved here, I was just like, you focus on this thing. But there's also another thing, which is that the queen got out of the way of the bishop. So it's just one of those, that's pretty easy to do, actually, to mess up, when a move has like a real obvious purpose, it can kind of put a shadow, if that's the right phrase, on some of the other purposes of that move. So you have to really be careful of finding the like secondary or tertiary, if that's the right word, purposes behind those moves. Yeah, in this base, I mean, it just basically works. This exchange stack was good, but it's also pretty obvious, so I'm not gonna give myself too much of a pat on the back for that. Yeah, and then this is just a checkmate. It's kind of disappointing that I didn't see it, you know, like right now. But I don't know. It's kind of tough to see. It looks like the king's got lots of scores, but he doesn't. So, thanks for watching.